Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of The Diz Unplugged, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
Erica Resnick.
Hi, friends.
Julie Martin.
Hey, y'all.
And producing for us this week from BigFatPanda.com, the Big Fat Panda himself, John Sicari.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Well, welcome, folks. Hope your week is off to a good start. Just a reminder, our show, along with all the content we produce, brought to you by DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, of which I am one of the owners, just in full transparency. If you like our content, the best way to show your support is to book your next Disney vacation, DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com. Another great way to show your support, if you want some extra content, some stuff that does not get released to the public, that we do all the time, including my solo shows, join us on Patreon, patreon.com/DizUnplugged. And we have a lot of fun on Patreon. I refer to Patreon as my tribe. It's my tribe. And every week, just exclusively for Patreon subscribers, we do an after show after this show that goes on for a half hour, 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. And we talk about anything, not just Disney. We talk about, well, God knows, sometimes the conversations get a little, especially while I was gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially while I was gone, there was some
We
comments.
can't help ourselves, okay?
There was some comments. Also, our other official sponsor, FLTours.com, if you are looking for transportation from Orlando International Airport to the Disney or Universal Resorts or Port Canaveral to go on a cruise, please show your support for us by booking that transfer with FLTours.com. Okay, we have a lot to talk about today. It's been good the last few weeks since I've been back in terms of... Oh, and I just want to apologize to everybody for last week. My internet was out. They had said it was my router, that my router was dead, and I needed to get they needed to send me a new one. I just want to point out that router was supposed to be here last Wednesday. It still hasn't arrived. But apparently it wasn't the router because I woke up Wednesday and had internet. So, I can't complain. I have AT&T fiber here. And knock wood, they've been phenomenal. It's been absolutely phenomenal. So I really can't complain too much. Of course, the one day it's going to happen is going to be on a Tuesday. So my apologies for that. Okay, couple things before we get into the controversial stuff. Let's see, which one do I want to go with first here? Let's see. Well, let's start with the good news. The good news is Disney has avoided a strike with the Services Trade Council Union, the union that represents most of the cast members that work at Walt Disney World, about 45,000 of them to be exact. It's been kind of touch and go. It looked like they might go on strike because the last offer Disney made, they rejected. And it turns out the union ended up getting pretty much everything it wanted, which, I gotta be honest, I'm stunned.
But it's really wonderful news.
It's wonderful news. No, but normally that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Normally that doesn't happen. It's a tentative agreement. The union members still need to ratify the deal, but the union is strongly recommending that they do, and I think they will, because they're looking to receive, I think it's within the first 3 years of the contract, a raise between $5.50 and $8.60 an hour by the end of the contract, with the first $3 an hour in raises coming this year, which is going to put the minimum at Disney for a cast member at $18, I believe, because they're at 15 now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They got 15 on the last contract. They're going to 18 this time, which is fantastic. Just fantastic. I mean, look, it's still tough to live on that. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's still tough to live on that, but it's something.
That's what I was trying to pull up here, because I had read an article a couple months ago about what the what you would want to make to be able to survive living in Orlando, and it was was somewhere around like 34,000, 35,000, or I'm sorry, it was around 38,000. And so $18 an hour, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks in a year is $37,440. So it kind of puts them still right on, you got to match the area where your job is, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Since COVID, Disney has had a great deal of trouble attracting workers. And I think that worked in the union's favor here, because normally they don't get deals like this. This is a really, really good contract. And, you match that with health insurance, which they have to pay for, but they don't pay anything close to what they would pay if they were doing it on their own. The 100% tuition reimbursement. It's... Can it be better? It can always be better. It can always be better. But
this is a wonderful step.
This is a wonderful step in the right direction.
I had friends that were keeping me updated, and the union was being like playing hardball. They were being told absolutely not. Like, I didn't think this was going to happen at all. So the fact that this happened just...
Well, I think the union realized they were in a position that they haven't been in for a very, very long time, if ever, because Disney is having trouble attracting talent.
And the fact that like Universal upped their starting rate to $17 an hour, like immediately when they started doing this kind of, I know when Craig had said it, he thought that actually worked against the union. But for me, it said to me where they're like, okay, well, we'll pay you more right this second than Disney is currently paying people. So I think they had to be like, okay, we're going to lose people if we don't step in.
Exactly. So I'm really, really happy, because I was terrified they were going to go out and strike. I was terrified that they were going to go on strike.
Yeah, I wonder what that would look like. Does that mean, would parks close, Or not, would they still be able to function, or would it be like skeleton crew there?
I don't think they'd be able to.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be able to. But yeah, what that would look like, I don't know. When was the last time Disney had a strike? It's been a while. I don't know that in the time I've been doing this. It's happened.
Yeah, I feel like when I started at Disney, they had said they had one. I don't remember if it was here or if it was Disneyland, but it was like years ago. But there was one, and I think the last time they did it was when they formed the unions. I think that was what the strike was about. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it ended up.
So
There was an animator strike in 1941.
Oh, good.
As far as Google is concerned.
well, there's that. All right. So good news for cast members. Hopefully they ratify this deal. That vote is going to take place on March 29th. And it'll get announced. Is that tomorrow?
Yeah. Tomorrow?
Today's the
Tomorrow.
28th. Yeah,
So
crazy.
tomorrow, Wednesday, that vote will take place, and they will announce the results tomorrow night. All right, let's see. What do I want to talk about? I've got like 5 or 6 things here. Let's talk about the new offer that just dropped, in case you're not familiar. If I can pull it up real quick. Oh, my fiance's watching. Hey, baby. He just texted me. He's like, "You look great. I love you. I love you too." All right. So, a new offer dropped this morning for Walt Disney World for the summer. Remember the days of free dining? Remember the days of free dining? I miss that. My agents don't, because it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. But save up to 25% on most stays July 11th through August 20th, and September 15th through September 28th. 30% on most stays August 21st through September 14th. Florida resident clients able to save up to 30% on rooms at select Disney resorts July 11th through September 28th. Annual pass holders, 35%. Now they need us. Now they need us. July 11th through September 28th. So some halfway decent, 35%, 35% decent. Decent. If you're interested in booking that, please, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. But their summers, for them to do an offer like this, not that this is the best offer they've ever done by any means, but for them to do a 30% offer, I think obviously tells us that the summer is looking pretty weak.
Yep, it's down.
Because what I'm not seeing here, let me see what the resorts are real quick. Oh,
All of them?
well, it's 25 to 30% at Boulder Ridge, which the Boulder Ridge is a DVC resort. Is a DVC resort that just underwent well past due, just underwent a full refurb. Rooms are gorgeous. Boulder Ridge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village, Boardwalk Inn, Boardwalk Villas, Contemporary Resort, Coronado Springs Resort, Grand Floridian, Old Key West, Riviera, Saratoga Springs, and Wilderness Lodge are all eligible for the 30% off or 25% July 11th through August 20th, September 15th through September 28th, 30% August 21st through September 14th. 20 to 25% at the cabins at Fort Wilderness, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, and Port Orleans. 20% or 15 to 20%, depending on when you're traveling. All-Star Movies, All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, Art of Animation, Beach Club, Pop Century, and Yacht Club. And then at 10% for the duration of the offer, Bay Lake Tower, campsites at Fort Wilderness, Copper Creek Villas and Cabins, Animal Kingdom Villas, that's the DVC portion of Animal Kingdom Lodge, in the Jumbo House, which I like. I prefer Jumbo over Kidani, personally. Don't send me hate mail. I'm not saying Kidani's bad. I just prefer Jumbo, that's all. Port Orleans French Quarter, Polynesian Village Resort, Polynesian Villas and Bungalows, and the Villas at Grand Floridian. Again, a lot of DVC properties are on this list. And what I would recommend, and I may get hate from my business partner for doing this, what I would recommend, just in your best interests, if you're looking at booking one of these DVC rooms for cash through Disney like this offer, go to dvcrentalstore.com and check out what they have there. Oftentimes, their price is going to be a lot lower than what Disney is offering for cash. Now, I don't know that for a fact with this offer, but just do your homework. The idea is to save as much as possible. And of course, DVC Rental Store, along with the World of DVC Companies, is a sponsor of my DVC show, just to be in fully transparent. But you can rent DVC points. You don't have to be a member. You can rent DVC points for a fraction, usually, of what you're going to pay Disney cash. And it works out really well. So, nice offer there. Of course, also, we now know when Disney Cruise Line is going to be visiting the new Lighthouse Point, the new private island that they're building. They have Castaway Cay. Lighthouse Point will be the summer of 2024, and they released a lot of itineraries. Nothing particularly earth-shaking about the itineraries released for the summer next year, with the exception of Lighthouse Point. And let me just double check.
I liked it with, I don't know how many cruises it is, but with Lighthouse Point, they're visiting twice. I think it might be just the inaugural one to Lighthouse, which is great because if the weather's bad for the first sailing, you have another shot at it.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's July 7th next year, the 3-night to Lighthouse Point. That's an actual preview of Lighthouse Point. You get to see it. You don't get to really experience it, from what I understand. The actual official first sailing that will stop at Lighthouse Point and you get to really experience it is the 7 night that goes on July 10th.
Does that one go to Castaway Cay too? Because I think there's one that goes to both, right?
I think it does.
I think it does. I think they're hitting both islands.
Nice.
And I'm debating.
Yeah, I thought you'd be
I've
on
got
that.
I've got staterooms held on both the 3 night and the 7 night, and I got to decide today which one I want to do. And
I'm just curious.
Yeah,
you think
7.
do the 7?
If they're gonna just show you
Like, what are they-
Lighthouse Point from
On
the
the
ship,
3 day,
Yeah.
are they just gonna circle the island and be like, "Look what you can't do"?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
would be a nightmare. That would-
Yeah,
Or do you get to get off
but-
and you tour the island, but you can't
Here's
touch
my-
anything?
No, they let you get
Terrible.
off the ship, but you can't walk onto it. It'd be like, everyone stand here.
Yeah.
Take a
Stay
picture.
in a small circle.
Uh-huh.
Everyone within those
Cute.
lines.
Okay,
Yeah.
back on.
So yeah, my feeling is though that 3 night is going to turn into a media cruise. It's going to be a media cruise. We'll get invited to do that 3 night, and then I'll be booked on the 7. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But I've been going back and forth on that all morning. Federico held them both. I'm like, but I'll go for that. All right, now while it's great news that Disney is raising everybody's pay, they're also going to be cutting 4,000 jobs in the next few weeks. A total of 7,000 jobs will be eliminated. 4,000 will happen in the coming weeks as Disney executives have been told to start making changes. According to Disney Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy, the massive cut in employment at the Walt Disney Company is expected to save the company $5.5 billion. This is one of the responses that Bob Iger is doing to address the mess that was created by Bob Chapek. And
Can we all agree this is not frontline cast members as far as we know?
not frontline cast members, as far as we know. I don't think they can do that because they're having trouble staffing the
Right.
parks as it is.
That's exactly.
No, this is going to happen. This is going to happen like their metaverse division is being eliminated completely. So they're taking a look at things and saying, do we really need this? Do we really need this? According to Business Insider, over the past 2 weeks, Disney managers have been given targets to reduce their budgets along with headcount, according to a person familiar with the company. The move is expected to realign Disney's financial standing with investor expectations as the company struggles to recover from the disappointing financial returns incurred in part by a Chapek-driven overinvestment in streaming. That they spend so much money on streaming that they haven't let people go to kind of make the money back. So we'll see where these cuts actually happen and just how deep they are. We'll start finding that out in the next couple of weeks. But by the beginning of summer, all 7,000 jobs is what they're saying. 7,000 jobs will be eliminated by the beginning of summer.
So they had to give the union people their money otherwise to make themselves look a little good while they do the bad at the same time
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that's kind of the story across the board though with streaming services lately. It seems to be layoffs. Like everybody, Netflix, Warner Brothers, everybody is in the same situation because they just basically were paying, like insane amounts of money to just throw spaghetti at the wall to see if anything could stick without really kind of thinking long term because this is all post-COVID, like developing as much as they could.
Well, you witness the streaming business get crazy there for a couple of years, where they were posting these massive increase in subscribers. Disney Plus comes in; they came out of the gate flying with Disney Plus, and they have a twofold issue. They not only have to get new subscribers, but they have to keep the existing ones. You have to keep the existing ones. And what happened is because everybody, Everybody except me has a streaming channel now, apparently. Oh, I guess I do. I
do,
guess I do have
I
one.
was like,
But with so many options now in the streaming environment, people are not signing up for everything, except unless you're me. And
You got all
Very
of
true.
them.
I got them all. I got
Yeah,
them all.
I don't. I'm very selective.
I mean,
What
there's
do you
a
have, Julie?
Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu,
Okay, yeah, that's
Peacock.
That's what I got exactly.
Love
Same.
Peacock.
I
though.
have Paramount Plus now too. I had
Paramount
that one
Plus,
'cause I like the
HBO
Star
Max.
I don't
Trek
have
shows.
that.
Yeah, I share some passwords with some people for others, so I do have access to others. Please don't come after me, and I don't need it. But like there are ones where I can see where I'd be like, okay, this is like if Paramount Plus doesn't constantly have Star Trek on there, I will probably
Yeah.
pause that and then wait until there's more Star Trek. But that's the thing, is it's a plateau for everybody eventually. They all started and then just raised the prices up and up and up. So it's like the ones I think I would keep consistently though are Netflix, Hulu, and I don't know about Disney Plus, but Netflix and Hulu for sure, because I watch Hulu every day.
Me too.
So
Well, I mean, Disney Plus not only producing a tremendous amount of original content, but the original content they produce is very visual effects heavy, which drives that price through the roof. So, and like the article said, Bob Chapek overinvested in Disney Plus, and now they're in this position where they've got to make back some of that money because they're probably not seeing it in subscriber growth.
Well, I think the problem too for Disney Plus is that, like, really of all the things they've made, the biggest success story for them is The Mandalorian. And like,
Yeah.
yes, the Marvel shows too, but those are met with a little more. Some like them, some don't. Whereas like The Mandalorian, pretty much across the board, I feel like is the one where people are always like, I'm excited for it. But also there's like a slowdown in Marvel content about to happen. So so they're going to be hinged on all these Star Wars shows now too. What other streaming service are we watching for one show? I did just say Star Trek on Paramount Plus, but there are like Discovery, New World, Lower Decks,
There's so many.
and Picard. So there's 4 shows right now I'm watching on that
Yeah,
thing. But
I can say Disney Plus is mostly for Star Wars for me. And did you hear they're canceling the rumor?
Yeah.
Not true. Indiana Jones.
well, I saw that the internal memo was that Lucasfilm is to focus all of its creative energy into Star Wars. And only Star Wars
lovely.
moving forward. So Indiana Jones after the movie, that'll probably be it. For that
See, but
franchise.
this is also something too, that Disney has this habit of beating stuff into the ground.
Yeah.
The argument could be made. There's really have hit that point with Marvel. It's like every B-level character has its own movie now. And you talk about what Paramount's doing with Star Trek.
Yeah. It's like movies. They're all like movies.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, it's so good.
And I think the directive is they haven't beaten Star Wars into the ground yet, so let's go do that now. So you had the 3 films that were produced after Disney bought Lucasfilm. The Mandalorian.
5 films.
5, was it 5? Oh, that's right. They had
the 3
Solo
Saga and then the other 2. Yeah.
and the other
yeah.
2, 5.
Yeah.
5 films. And then you had The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
Am I the only person who's not ever seen one episode?
Wow.
I thought Corey
What?
liked Star Wars, no? He didn't get you to watch it?
Not even that cute little green baby could get me. I use Disney Plus mostly to rewatch movies that
Yeah.
I enjoy.
The library.
I don't really watch their content that they make.
That's the main
original
reason
content.
I keep it, because I love rewatching Disney movies.
too.
And I don't have all of them on DVD, so
I do, but
That's
it's
the way
way
to do
easier
it.
to do it on Disney Plus.
I just think part of the problem was it felt like the Disney Channel for a lot of it. Where like, I'm not trying to knock the Disney Channel, but the Disney Channel is like a churn machine. Like it just churns out these really cheaply made shows. Every now and then there is one that's like
Yes.
endearing and a hit, but it's just like they milk it as quickly and as fast as they can, and it's just kind of crap too. It's just all based on the name. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're fun. Wizards of Waverly Place. That
I
was
love
fun.
that show.
nothing
But,
will
I
be
also
like-
better.
love Good Luck Charlie.
Yeah,
I like
nothing
Good Luck
will be
Charlie was
better
the other
than
one I was
Hannah
thinking of.
Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place. Good Luck Charlie. They don't make it as good
No,
anymore.
No,
and
they
that's
don't.
I think that's the problem, and I think they try to put that same formula into Disney Plus, and it's not connecting in that same way.
Also love
but
Raven. I watch both
Oh,
of those shows, by
yes.
the way.
Raven
Love
too.
them.
That's another one. Raven's
So
House,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, and the That's So Raven, like Finley and I are rewatching those, and I used to watch them with Taylor, so it's really cool. You know.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to get excited about coming. I
No.
feel like, right? Like,
Other
there's
than The
nothing-
Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll
but
be honest
it's gonna
with
be
you.
like 2
I
years.
probably watch Disney. I keep the subscription, but I probably watch it maybe once a month at that.
Yeah, I don't watch it a lot.
I don't watch it a lot.
I'd say Ferris uses it the most.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting to see where these cuts are going to come from.
It just sucks that people are going to lose their job.
It does.
It does. It really does.
It does.
Because we say 7,000 jobs, but that's
That's a
like,
lot.
That's a lot of people.
It is
Like,
a lot
I
of people.
can't even,
In the
like,
grand scheme, I mean, I believe Disney's global workforce is 145,000 people. So in the grand scheme,
Yeah,
it's a
but-
percentage
Yeah.
of their global workforce, but 7,000 people's lives are about to be
Yes.
affected by this. And from what I understand in the internal memo he sent out, he was very, Bob Iger was very compassionate.
Yeah, I'm sure,
about
but
it.
still. So sorry you're losing your job.
Well,
Love
no,
you.
No,
Bye.
I draw that contrast. That the man at least has a soul,
Yeah.
unlike the one
Yeah.
that preceded him.
But
Unlike Chapek, who really,
it kind of feels like thoughts and prayers.
yeah.
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 I love you, mean that. See you later.
All right. Let's talk about the controversial one now.
Oh, that wasn't?
That was
Oh,
the
no.
start.
No, we're going into the
Gays.
we're going into the gays. Okay, and before I get started here, you have 4 gay people on this panel right now and 1 ally. All right, so just keep that in mind. You keep that in mind. The Walt Disney World Resort has signed on to host the Out and Equal Summit in September of this year. The event will focus on promoting LGBTQ plus rights in the workplace and will be the next step in Disney's continued push for inclusivity. In the organization's own words, quote, Out and Equal is the premier organization working exclusively on LGBTQ workplace equality through our worldwide programs, Fortune 500 partnerships, and our annual Workplace Summit Conference. We help LGBTQ people thrive and support organizations creating a culture of belonging for all. Conference is taking place from September 11th through September 14th. Here's why this is a big middle finger to Ron DeSantis from Disney. Disney has routinely, for years, avoided officially sanctioning any gay-centric, gay-focused events. For example, Gay Week, Pride Week, in the beginning of June, when tens of thousands of people from my community descend on Disney World, and people get upset that it's not. I didn't know this was going to the family from Oshkosh coming on vacation, and all of a sudden they're inundated with this. And they're like, they get angry at Disney. Why didn't you publish that this was going on? And Disney's response to it has always been, it is not a Disney-sanctioned event. We don't work with them. Disney does not.
It's just in their
It's just the
itinerary.
time of year.
It's just, these people organize it themselves, separate from Disney. The same way, you plan a family group to Disney World. You don't
The
necessarily.
Goths at Disneyland do it too.
What's
There's
that?
Goth Day at Disneyland. The Goths get together. They have their whole big thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's no different with this. Disney has politically always chosen to straddle that line. They don't discourage gay days, but they don't sanction it either. And that has always been their position.
They just happened to put rainbow merch in the parks in that week.
Well,
Yeah, it was always so convenient.
marketing will always have its way. Marketing will always have its way. But with this battle with DeSantis that is going on right now, which I'm surprised we haven't heard about any of the legal challenges to that order from Disney. I'm very surprised. I would have thought by now they would have filed something, but maybe they're not going to. Maybe they're okay with it. Well, they can't be okay with it. But when I read the first thing that went into my mind is Disney is going, yeah, Bafangul.
Oh no, I thought about Friends.
That's what this is. And look, Disney's bona fides on being inclusive, especially to the gay and lesbian community, are absolutely unimpeachable. They were doing it long before other companies were doing it, long before it was in vogue. Remember when they started doing it, the Southern Baptist Conference chose to boycott Disney, which had zero impact on Disney's business. This is a subtle jab, or maybe not so subtle jab, in that. And I don't think it's going to be the only one. One of the speculations about the new Reedy Creek board that was appointed by our governor, Ron DeSantis, was that they were going to have oversight of content in the parks, which they don't, and they're not going to, but this kind of says, yeah, go ahead, have oversight of this. Have oversight of this.
I do love that they're doing this event, though, with everything that's going on at the moment, of people attacking this community that we belong to. I think this is wonderful to see that they're going to do this, because there are a lot of people that go to work that feel left out, or that feel like they're not truly seen as equal in their group and are looked down upon. And this is I think this is a great thing that they're doing.
And kids.
Yeah.
Kids seeing a big company like this sort of stand up for their rights, those that are members of the LGBTQ plus community. Yesterday, I have a lunchbox that's rainbow colored. I actually colored it myself. And I had a student come up to me and say, I really love your lunchbox. And that was her or their way of saying thank you. And understanding that I was supportive. And I never really thought about it. I did it because I like rainbows. But to her, she's like, hey, you're saying you're an ally, which I guess I really was. But I've always loved rainbows. So now I'm really proud to carry that to school, knowing that kids are looking at that and understanding that, hey, she's a person I could go to and maybe have a safe place,
And I totally agree with that. If I saw this when I was younger, I wouldn't have been so scared to be myself. So you're right. It's
going to affect the whole community.
It affects everyone. Be like, it's okay. It's okay to be yourself. Don't be scared. It's all right. Your favorite place on earth allows you to be who you are. So guess what? Be proud of it.
Well, that was, the thing that I think one of the reasons Disney is so appealing to our community. I know for me, when John and I were together and we would come to Disney, this is mid-90s, still, a little before the Age of Enlightenment. It was a place, Disney was a place I could come and feel totally accepted and not worried. I mean, not that John and I'm not a PDA guy. I'm not like that.
You weren't skipping through the park holding hands.
No. And,
you're not that person.
it's just not my way.
But you would feel comfortable if you wanted to grab his hand.
If I wanted to, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's how it is for me now. For me, I feel like that's my safe place to go do that. I know no one's going to look at me sideways, and if they are, I can't see it. I'm looking at the castle.
Yeah. And there are fewer and further between than you think.
Yeah.
And you just ignore that anyway because they're ignorant people.
But that's it's the one place I feel so safe. So that transcends time. From being in the 90s to now, it's still such a safe place for people to come to.
And Disney has fought very hard to preserve that. And,
you can see it.
And I look at just the story by itself. Is Disney fighting back to preserve that? And believe me, this will not be the only response they have. This will not be the only response they have. And, you know, I talked about many times Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of Disney Parks and Resorts. This man is a master politician. He's a master politician. And you look concerned.
Oh no, I'm monitoring this chat very closely, just so everybody knows.
And you're doing a really good job. I'm watching.
Be nice in chat.
Not surprisingly, a lot of people are. There's a couple that are not, but the rest of them are taking care of it. So
Yes.
Go get him.
Rally.
Self-policing. Do that again, Jimmy.
I love when the audience does the policing for us. I love that. I really do. Very appreciative of that. And look, let me just be as open as I can be. If you have a problem with gays, this is probably not the show you want to watch. Okay? I'm a big old queen and have been for many, many, many years. Since I was 16, I came out. Okay? And if you can't see past that, that's on you. That's on you.
Most
And
definitely.
That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. This is a gay-owned business. This is not everybody who works for me is gay. I mean, Rhino is gay enough for 3 people.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how we balance
they
it
call
out.
that a flamingo, baby.
But like I said, Josh is a great politician, and I don't think this is the only response we're going to see to this. They're just not going to sit back and take it. They're just not going to. And I thought this was a great start. Now I wonder, do they start sanctioning gay days?
Yeah.
Do they go that far? I don't know.
Can we get some drag queen performers in the parks? I think that would be amazing.
Well,
How about in America? We need a live, how Morocco, they have the Moroccan dancer, they have the Moroccan band. It is incredible performance. We need a drag show in America.
I'm not going to comment beyond saying this.
I'm saying we do.
I would love that.
That would be awesome.
But right now, in the state of Florida, that would be against the law. It would be against the law.
What we saw at SeaWorld would be against the law right now? Remember SeaWorld? We had the
No.
drag?
Yeah, you can't do a drag show in front of kids.
Oh, and it was a night.
Not even in the library when they go read to kids.
No.
It's become
No.
illegal.
I don't know that bill is passed, though.
I know in
it's-
Tennessee it did.
In Tennessee, it did. A lot of states, those bills are passing. I don't know if it has yet in Florida, to be honest.
It's on its way.
If it hasn't, it will before long. Legislature's in support of it. The governor's in support of it. And I'm not going to get into what my thoughts on that are. I'm sticking to Disney.
I want to leave.
And what my thoughts on Disney's position is on the issue. What?
Sorry, there was one funny comment in here. Someone just said, "Isn't Ursula a drag queen?"
Yeah.
I'm laughing at it. Sorry. That is funny because she does have the personality.
But
of one.
yes.
See, I heard somebody suggest that in the live-action movie, it really should have been Harvey Firestein playing
my
Ursula.
God.
Ginger Minge.
Ginger
Nathan
Or Ginger
Lane.
Minge.
I love Nathan Lane.
I mean, I am excited to see Melissa McCarthy as it. But that
yes,
would've
she'll
been
be
great.
great.
Yeah, I do love the birdcage. Where there's sand.
Where they're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right. That's all I've got. What do you guys have? We have rapid fires?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
My will.
Who is first?
Whoever.
Oh.
Shotgun.
I'll
I'm going
start
first.
with Erica.
Oh.
Okay. We're talking about Earth Day, Earth Month, and the treats that Disney just released. They got some really cute cupcakes coming out. I just want to list off a few things. Of course, if you want to do this right, you're gonna go to Animal Kingdom. All right, they have a beehive mousse dome. It's got honey mousse on top of a brownie base with a little sugar bees on them. And then the Dawa bar has a drink. It's a rum and pineapple cocktail they've got going on. And the flamingo cupcake is back. You can find that at Flame Tree Barbecue. So if you want to celebrate this the right way, you're going to have to go, like I said, to Animal Kingdom. They've got some specialty drinks at the Nomad Lounge, a gin and bitters cocktail.
Oh, I'm listening.
And then there's an elephant cupcake that I saw that looked really interesting. And that's going to be over at Pizza Safari. There's a graham cracker cake, pineapple filling with matcha buttercream, crispy pearls, and a white chocolate elephant on it. And then there's going to be a Viva Gia tonic. There's also an alcoholic version for people over the age of 21. It's going to have vodka in it. The elephant cupcake will also be at Restaurantosaurus over in Dinoland. So a lot of fun things to experience at Animal Kingdom for Earth Month. If you're a foodie, go there, go try what they have. Most of these places will have like a little menu on the outside that show the food items so that you know what to order, because it might not always be on the main menu. But I'm definitely going to be going because I like treats. And I like Earth Day. So that's mine.
Cool. Thank you, Erica.
Yeah.
Rhino?
It looks like annual pass holders are finally going to be getting a... Sorry, I read a comment that I missed. Annual pass holders are going to get a discount on select Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser voyages. Annual pass holders can enjoy special savings of 30% on select Star Wars, like I just said, sailings in the spring and summer. The following sailings are included in the discount. There's a bunch of dates in April, May, and June. I don't want to read them all. May looks like it has the most. But this is kind of a limited offer is what it's saying. Savings are based on non-discounted price. A non-pass holder pays for the same package. You obviously have to have a current annual pass, blah, blah, blah. Offer not transferable. All packages is the 2-night experience. So one cabin per pass holder, and the pass holder must stay in the cabin. So you can't book 2 rooms if you're the only annual pass holder. Somebody in the other room will have to book it too. It's interesting that they're offering this discount, and I believe cast members just had 50% off. Have the option for 50%
They
off.
are.
sailings.
Didn't
And
we
I was
talk about this
I
on a
wanna
previous
go.
show about how they were hurting for
It's
guests?
hurting.
Yeah.
It's hurting.
I think it's just I'll say it over and over again. My personal experience of it is that I think I 100% want to do this experience again, because I want to do it and like be fully committed into it, and at least just like one more time before it's gone, because I only did it that one time to film it all. And I think like me being like, I'm paying for this out of my own pocket, no money's coming back, $1,500 is my cap in there. $1,200 would be great, because that's like, but 15 is where I'd be like, I think I would still do it. So it's just one of those things where
At any price, I have no interest. I have no interest. And how long do you think it's going to be before they completely change that experience?
I think that they'll revamp with a new storyline before they would close it. I'm guessing. That's my guess.
Well, I don't think they're going to close
though.
it. No, they're not going to close it. They spend too much money on it. They're going to have to completely revamp it.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to have to, personally, I think what's going to end up happening, it's going to become another hotel that you can book. You know, it'll be deluxe, obviously. It'll have a lot of the elements that exist now, you know, more like streetmosphere performers rather than cosplay. I think that's what you're more likely to see happen with this.
They're going to have to build a pool, I think, if they do that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only thing is like that amenity. And then, you could turn the food hall into like a dining thing, I guess, like a quick service or something like that. But yeah, I'm not against it. The rooms are cool. I like the rooms and I like the atmosphere, and the bar was cool and stuff. So it's like, I want to get in that room. I feel like that's the thing. They just outpriced people who are like the biggest fans. I think got outpriced, and therefore they can't be repeating it. They can't go again. They can't do anything like that.
Well, I mean, I said it from the beginning when it was first. When the pricing was first announced, you're going to get that rush of Uber fans that are going to pay that to go do Star Cruiser, and then you're going to get then they're going to have trouble. Then they're going to have trouble because once you go through those people, your average visitor to Walt Disney World is not going to spend that kind of money on a Star Wars experience. It's just not, and that's exactly what's happening. So you're seeing dates getting canceled now. You're seeing these annual pass holder discounts and cast member discounts. They don't do that unless they have real occupancy issues. And I think they've gone through the people that were going to do it. I think they've pretty much gone through it. I don't think they're ever going to find this to be a sold-out experience week after week after week after week. Unless and until they alter the business model for it. It's a flawed model, said it for years. This was a bad idea. I'm sure they executed it brilliantly, but they completely overestimated how many people out there were going to pay this money to do it.
And I think on top of that too is that they invested so heavily in the sequel trilogy that people that ultimately when it had already been being conceived and built, that last movie hadn't come out yet, that kind of left the bad taste in people's mouth. And then you're telling me that this movie takes place between the most divisive Star Wars movie ever made and then one of the worst received Star Wars movies ever made. So a lot of people are like, and it's locked in that time. So you're like, well, even as a Star Wars fan, you're like, well, I don't care. Like, I don't,
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they've also alienated that sort of a crowd. It's weird because as you were talking, I was just thinking, like, do you think this would have done better if it was in, like, Vegas? Like, how like, they had the Star Trek hotel.
Yeah.
But, like, I was just thinking
stayed
Halloween Horror
there.
Nights. They're building that factory out there that's going to be their permanent Halloween things. But I'm thinking, like, this would
Yeah.
have been cool to be, like, a tiny, same size, pop it over there. I mean, you don't have the Batu part of it, but I don't know if it would succeed better there than here or something like that. But it's interesting. It's all weird.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Rhino,
Thank you.
for that. Julie.
Thank you.
I'm just waiting for images. Do you have my images?
I do.
Where are
I
my
don't know
images?
what they
She
are.
said, "Give me my pictures."
I don't know what they are until you talk about it.
Oh, candles.
Can't-
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The Disney merch. Disney merch.
So
Merchandise.
I
Yeah.
am talking about Zoe Wood's article, the Monday merch. So I just picked out the things that were that I thought were really pretty. So the candles, they are by Short Story and Disney. The Moana one is the biggest one, but so there's Moana, there's Timon and Pumbaa that I see, an Alice themed one, and also one with Marie and Duchess from the Aristocats. Short Story is actually a brand of candle from Australia. They do ship worldwide, it says. They make not only these beautiful candles, but jewelry and diffusers. It says they look so good, you almost can't bring yourself to use them. And I would totally agree. I would keep that candle forever. It would gather dust. So the other images are two backpacks. So one is a Loungefly. It's a limited edition Bambi on ice exclusive. You can't see it as well in the picture, but when he's slipping down on the ice when they're teaching him how to ice skate, it's
like a
so
lenticular
cute.
backpack, so the image
And
changes.
I think it comes with the little Funko Pop
does,
too. Yeah. And he's actually like sort of like, oh no. But yeah, you would see him go up and down. You can kind of see in the image. And then Pinocchio. It's a clock, guys. How cute is that?
That is really cute.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, but this is so well done. And this is by WonderCon. It's a cuckoo clock mini backpack. And there is a saying on the back, but I can't quite tell what it says. I zoomed in on
Always let your heart be your guide.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cute.
It looks like it almost says always let your conscience.
Conscience. That's Jiminy Cricket.
Yes.
There
Oh,
you
and
go.
he's on there, guys. He's hanging down on the other side of the clock. You can't see it. But these are super cute. I only own one backpack, I'm proud to say, because it could be easy to buy so
you're
many.
telling me I have a
honey,
whole wall
I got a
covered.
closet full of bags.
I mean, Dooney and Burke's, they're so expensive that I am not going to like overdo it, but Loungeflies, I could.
I have the Black Panther Wakanda one that's like the symbol of the thing now. That was my first one. And then I got the Ewok that's like he's like a cute version of Ewok with the big feet. And then I have a Shang-Chi one that's like his jacket now that I haven't used yet. I still have the Baymax one that I had bought that I thought I was going to
Cute.
just like be like, oh, I bought this and it's not for me, but now I'm like kind of in love with
I
it.
have my Robin Hood.
I'm dangerous
I
now.
saw a Copper and Todd in the park that I almost like tapped on the girl's shoulder to ask her where she got it. I am a big fan of those early, I guess, are those 70s or 80s movies? I don't even know when those were made.
I think
but
Fox
anyway,
and Hound's like late.
maybe even older.
I don't know.
But and then I also saw another one, not Robin Hood, not Fox and the Hound. What is that other movie that I love? I can't think of it now. But
Well, I'm going to send you a picture when I get home because I have a whole wall covered in Loungeflies. because I have a problem. And I go to the character warehouse when they all leave the park.
Okay.
And I get them for $30.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm
that's
just like,
nice.
You're coming home with me.
That's really nice.
Yeah, you see, I've stopped buying bags.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, I have. Bags and shoes, I got to stop. I mean...
Did not just hear you talking about a new pair of shoes. Called you out.
That don't fit. They don't fit.
Return those suckers.
We don't return. I don't return.
Don't return.
Give them away. Nice pair of Louboutins if somebody's a size 11.
Sure.
Oh boy, you just put that out to the world. That's kind of,
Do the Cinderella thing and crush my feet in them.
Yeah, right.
They rolled around.
Well, I just put
slipper.
them on for the first time today because I ordered them online. I put them on and I went to walk. I'm like, okay, no. Because I'm 11 and a half, 12. And I thought that's what I ordered. But apparently,
There's nothing like having the wrong size shoe.
and I'm outside the return window anyway, so.
It happens.
And it's not like I'm at a loss for shoes. But yeah, my shoe fetish is terrible. And I think, as bad as I am, my fiance is equally as bad. He's just started moving his stuff in, his clothes and stuff. And he's got 30 pair of shoes.
I'm so glad I don't have to share a closet with Corey anymore.
Oh, we're not sharing a
nice.
closet. We each have a walk-in. We each have our own walk-in.
We shared for so long. It was glorious when it was all mine again.
I love that for you.
All right, well, thank you, Julie. Panda?
so I got something that let's see. Make sure there's images here now. Disney community. Remember Cotino, the Disney living community in California by the Rancho Mirage Desert?
Yes.
They are doing a lot of theming, not where the houses are. This is the Artisan Club.
Well, just for people who don't know,
yes.
this is part of a new business model for Disney, kind of taking the whole concept of what they did in Celebration to another level, and building these master plan communities at various sites around the U.S. And that's what you're talking about.
Right,
They've announced the theming for the first one they're going to do out in.
Right, and while
It's Rancho Mirage, right?
Yep. Well, it's not theming of like the houses.
No.
This is their clubhouse. Very much Pixar Incredibles looking, and it's a separate club that is optional called the Artisan Club. God only knows how much it costs to stay here. You can actually stay. There's rooms. They said based on availability, you could even stay in this Artisan Club. But it looks, they're putting some thought into it, and Imagineers are responsible for it. So it's run by Disney employees, this Artisan Club, and the Imagineers are designing it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes. They haven't released any details on this project in terms of pricing or availability or anything like that. But given the success they had with Celebration and then Golden Oak, where you can't touch a house for under $2 million in Golden Oak, interested to see what kind of price points they're going to be charging for this. Should be interesting. All right, we got 6 minutes left, and we're done with rapid fires.
There's one last thing that I just saw in the chat room. Did you see the leaked plans for the Mary Poppins possible ride that was supposed to go in there? It looked like a teacup ride.
Oh.
Okay. Did
We
you
don't
see it,
need
Rhino?
another teacup.
Yeah, I saw it. It was supposed to be like the scene from Mary Poppins Returns where they do the fabulous music hall, whatever that song. I can't remember the
ceramic
words.
bowl.
Yeah,
thing.
when they're on the ceramic bowl. So I think it was supposed to go inside and then come back outside or something like that. Is what they were saying. Like,
Yeah.
It's a bummer, especially knowing it would have just been such a simple little easy ad, for that. And I think there was supposed to be a Bert animatronic or something like that
Oh,
at some
really?
point.
I didn't see that.
That was what they discussed way back when they announced it. So
They're saying on hold, so it could still happen.
maybe, I don't know. I thought there was going to be another one of those movies, but there doesn't seem to be another movie anywhere in the
Pike, yeah.
I feel
happening.
like kids don't really like Mary Poppins, and that's sad.
I liked that movie though.
Well,
I did
I'm
like
talking
it.
about.
But I know what you're saying.
I understand. You're my 35-year-old child, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want my
38.
teenagers.
Yeah. Some girl at Walmart yesterday. I don't usually go to Walmart. This is why. She was like, what are you, 27, 28? And I was like, ma'am, I am 38 years old. And she's like, holy God, you mustn't have kids. And I said, I do not. And they're like, how do you look so young? And I was like, you just said it. I don't have kids.
That's exactly
Yeah, I
right.
was like, yeah. I got 2 corgis. Yeah,
Okay.
it's hot.
Oh my
I
God, it
don't
was
think they're
90 degrees yesterday.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like 90
it's-
something today again.
It's heating up.
Yeah, it was starting
We
to get
were
warm.
we were at Magic Kingdom yesterday, and I was just like, it is so hot.
Pack your get yourself a UV umbrella. Pack that thing and a reusable water
I wasn't
bottle.
ready to
Brian knows all
start.
about the parasol.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to start transitioning my bag to like summer stuff. So I had my sunscreen, but I didn't bring. I always bring an extra pair of socks
Oh.
this summer because rain.
Yeah.
And then
water rights.
and then I always bring like my special umbrella that reflects the sun away. I don't have that. I haven't done that yet.
It's very
Now
southern.
I gotta do it now.
Love it. It is. Now I just want to see
I
you swishing down Main Street in your big giant ball gown.
I thrive in darkness. I'd be there at the goth days.
So I do officially have 2 teenagers now. Finley turned 13 on Saturday.
Wow.
I was not allowed to share anything about it though.
Oh, is she in that mode now?
Oh yeah.
Bob, you're
I
embarrassing me.
actually on Saturday I was like, I actually storied some things from Friday. We took her to Hollywood Studios with some of her best friends. We have passes now, so like she had a great time. And I said, I storied some stuff. She goes, let me see it. Those are fine. It is so strange. I mean, I'm excited because I feel like on to adulthood. Like I'm done with babies, like I have functional, I guess they could function on their own maybe a little. Not quite all the way yet, but
They're fine.
it feels like an accomplishment.
Well, I can't believe she's 13.
Yeah,
That went fast.
it does. Before we know, it'll be Rory.
Yeah. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it for our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again next week with another episode of the Diz Unplugged. Have a great week, folks, and remember, stay out of the damn lakes.